Hi, sis. So I have endometrial stroma sarcoma, and how we found out, um, I was told in 2017 that I had a fibroid in my uterine wall. From 2017 till almost April of 2018, I bled more days of the month than I did not bleed. I was screaming at my OBGYN on a weekly basis about the fatigue, about the blood, about abdominal pain, mostly about the bleeding and the fatigue. And then when they finally got me in and let me schedule an appointment, because I actually had to lie and tell them that I was not bleeding for them to see me. They only had an appointment with their nurse practitioner. She saw me and she was like, "Oh, you haven't gotten undressed." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to show you why." So buckle up. I laid flat and let her feel my stomach. I had a softball-sized tumor, 13 centimeters. And she felt around. She goes, "Oh, you will not leave today without an ultrasound." Thank God, finally. But it took me being deceitful to get in there to be actually seen. They did the ultrasound that day. And it was in early April. And they said, "You're going to have a hysterectomy," because the dimensions from the ultrasound were crazy. Because I told her, "You can't look at it vaginally because I'm bleeding too much. I'm not only passing blood, but blood clots." And I never know when I am walking or going from sitting to standing if I'm going to lose so much blood that it would overflow a pad. Like I would have a super tampon in and overnight pad, and that blood, when it gushed, would overfill it, and it would be running down my legs. But yeah, the main symptoms were literally the bleeding and the fatigue, obviously, because you can only lose so much blood before your blood count starts to go down. When I had my pre-surgery testing done and they did my blood counts, I got a call the day that the results were in, and 2 days later I had 2 blood transfusions hung. During surgery, because of the amount of blood that I had lost, they had done the counts again. I had to have 2 more bags hung, so I had 4 blood transfusions in a matter of 10 days. And then I stayed in the hospital for 3 days, discharged to home. 4 days later, I was having my follow-up to get the staples out because they couldn't do laparoscopic for this hysterectomy because the fibroid, I was being told, was 13 centimeters. And so I had a hip-to-hip incision so that they could remove the uterus and the tumor. I got a call frantically from my OBGYN's office, and they told me that, you need to be seen, make sure to bring somebody with you, let's schedule your next appointment. And I'm like, "I'm going to see you all at 2:00 today. I'm getting my staples out." "Oh, well, that's good. Make sure you bring somebody with you." Okay. At that time, the only one that was available was my 17-year-old son, Philip. So when I was told that pathology came back and it was cancer, I couldn't react. I had to be like, "Okay, here, let's have facts." It wasn't until much later in the day, when I was at home in my bathroom, having a shower to go to bed, that I was able to actually fall apart, being handed my cancer diagnosis. But I was at Ohio State University, the James Towers, and I'm still there as a patient. But I was there 2 days after I was told I have cancer. to meet my oncologist, Dr. David O'Malley, with the James Cancer Research for Gynecological Oncology. I was given 3 to 5 years of life, and I'm on year 7. This year, 2024, is year 7. While I am defying odds, and I'm grateful, because, I got to see my youngest child graduate from high school this year, and start his career in construction, and I'm so proud of all of my kids. I have 4. Not having any kind of set treatment for this, it really sucks. Endometrial stroma sarcoma is hormone based. They know it grows off hormones, but there's not enough women who are diagnosed with this uterine cancer, this type of uterine cancer, and there's actually 3 types of endometrial stroma sarcoma, and they don't restage after you're given your original diagnosis, because there's just so many variables, and I'll try to go over all of those as I can, but there's like 7 main uterine cancers that you can get, and this is like 0.01% of the women in the world will get diagnosed with, because of the hormone levels, the DNA structure of it, the spread of it, which normally, if you're diagnosed with this over the age of 45, you can have a hysterectomy and it's handled. It's done. You're cancer-free. I am now 45. I turned 45 this year, and I've been fighting it for 7 years. And well, it says 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, yeah, 7 years. And it just keeps changing. It's spread so much that, that it's impacting my life too much, these days. And, I'm tired. And if I go out, my energy levels have just absolutely plummeted, even though I'm on high doses of vitamin B and vitamin D, because along with this and killing all of the hormones, I also now have osteoporosis. I've already lost an inch over the last year. If I go out and do anything for 4 hours, I'll spend 2 days recovering from it. But yeah, let's get back on track for this question. I found that was originally told it was a polyp. 13 months later, it had grown teeth and claws, and it was cancer. So, watch your periods, watch your symptoms, advocate for yourself. If you don't like somebody's response or lack of response, find somebody else. In my case, I lied to him, told him I wasn't bleeding anymore, just to get in there to be seen, and I'm glad I did. And I'm glad the nurse practitioner actually listened to me. So, the V's health is super important, and things that can be blown off because of the V's health, don't take passive doctors. Find somebody to listen, and listen good. Or in 13 months, who knows what can grow teeth and claws, and you'll be in the same boat I'm in. But thank you for the question.